Standing out in front of the new Rotman expansion building that's under construction, it's really an example of integrative thinking about how to connect old and new together and to make something that's cohesive and really looks outward to the city. Why don't we go in and look at what's going on inside?
The people that we've been working with at the Rotman School have a very clear vision of integrative thinking and how it will be applied, and we married to that with our design thinking and understanding the objectives and the vision for the school. So personally, it's been an incredible project, a learning project of taking design aspects that we have done before in other campuses, but actually refining them and developing them to meet Rotman's objectives.
The challenge in designing the new Rotman School expansion was really to create something that was connected to the existing in a way that was really meaningful, and to do something and design something that would really create a conversation. It wouldn't match what's existing, but it wouldn't challenge it or overwhelm it. This is the new south entrance. You ascend this building and come up slowly into the heart of the building. All of this area is going to be about student space and a cafe restaurant where you're going to be able to really look out to St. George Street and meet people. It's also a casual study area for groups of students. We're in the cafe, which is a very glassy room which has a view to St. George Street. This is where students will be able to see and be seen by the people who are moving through this university and to connect with not just the university but with the City of Toronto and the world. We're standing beside the new South Atrium, which is a space that complements the Fleck Atrium. In this case, what we've done is we've made it a connecting space with a really grand staircase which accepts and moves people from the north to the south and from the south to the north, and brings light down to the lower level where there are some classrooms. I'm standing on the grand staircase as it touches down at the lower level. One of the great challenges in terms of design was really to think about how to bring light to this level. This is where many of the classrooms are. They have a lot of technology, multimedia technology, and this is where students will be flowing through on a daily basis to class and hanging out before and after. So there are breakout spaces and there are classrooms. We're heading over to the sunken courtyard, which is a very dramatic feature within this building. We were really looking to create a lot of continuity between the inside and the outside, and so this sunken courtyard, which gets a lot of light and is below the level of St. George Street and has a water feature in it, is really accessible to students. And so it's an outdoor room, and it connects with the interior casual lounge and study areas to produce an environment that I think is really unique. This is one of the ground floor classrooms that's really wonderful because it gets a lot of natural light, and you can see Massey College and its orange brick outside, but it's going to be very flexible and very much at the heart of the academic mission for Rotman.
So this space has incredible versatility as the event box of the Rotman School. It can be set up for 400 students to take their classes in here. It can hold a fundraising dinner, and there are retractable seats that can fold out and accommodate up to 600 people within this very large space. And it also has the wonderful aspect of connecting back to the city. I think anybody who's out on St. George will look up and see the events that are happening in the Rotman School. This is one of the spots in the building where you get to see the contemporary juxtaposed against the historic Sprout and Rolfe addition to the original St. George house. The house has actually a wonderful provenance as the first location of the Canadian mission. It also has a library, a lovely library, and a chapel with the detailing, the original brick and the limestone detailing around the windows. It'll be used for PhD students and who will use those spaces as their social spaces as well as their study spaces. So this is the Martin Prosperity Institute at the 4th floor level, and it's at the south end of the building, and it connects, again, views to the city, offices and meeting rooms, a small coffee kitchen, and it connects directly to the 4th floor terrace. So this terrace will be shared by MPI as well as by the whole building, the users of the building and visitors for social events and for just, making that green connection to exterior space. So it should be very lovely. It'll have grasses and have a green roof component to it, as well as paved area and amenity seating. the existing Rotman School, the new, the historic rooftops. It's a very exciting position in the city to be on this terrace, to be at a social event. And it's west facing and south facing, so particularly spring and fall would be a pretty spectacular place to enjoy the school. The Desautels Centre for Integrative Thinking is at the 9th floor. There's a large war room to the south and an adjacent garden which will be directly connected back to the lobby space, reception space, and then there are workstations and faculty offices on the east side. So it has a lovely double height ceiling and programs that will draw students and faculty up to this space to share in new ideas. So this is a spectacular part of the Rotman School where you're looking back towards the city, views of the AGO, the OCAD building, the CN Tower. Students will be drawn up here as part of the multiple programs that occur in this space, a broad meeting room with connection to a garden court that's directly outside here.
It's a product of integrative thinking, and it's producing new spaces that are totally meeting its academic mission, creating something very exciting that projects out to the world and is totally complementary to everything Rotman has already achieved.